Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, and today we're smoking on, what is this, Slurry Crusher? Yep, no, so we're still smoking Slurry Crasher, Jesus Christ, good start, from Tantalus Labs. It's a 20.73% THC with 0.05% CBD, and that is in the bong with a little bit of ice this time because I just cleaned it. So I figured I'll add a little ice, see how it goes. And I love ice because it's nice. I'm dumb. I hope you had a good Friday. Thanks for joining me, Justin Barone, on 4:20 p.m. to start your weekend off with a little bit of smoky smokes. Okay, so in the joint, we've got spinach. This is by Spinach, the company, I guess. Wedding cake. Now, here's the best part of this wedding cake situation, okay? It's the first over 30% THC bud that I've found in a dispensary. There were two, actually. There was this one, and then there was, I don't remember what the other one was called, but it was way more expensive, and since I'm a cheap ass, I stick to the $20 to $30 range for a half quarter. So I picked up spinach, wedding cake, with 31.1% THC. I have not smoked it yet because I wanted to smoke it with you guys on this video, or on this podcast, I guess. Now, the other thing I did, because I've been playing basketball with my son, and this is going to sort of be the focal point of this episode here, or session-sode, is going to be CBD. Because I've been wanting to try some tincture of CBD, to put in my coffee or whatever, and see how that goes, see if it makes me feel any better, things like that, because I've been playing basketball with my son, and even though I love playing basketball and I'm relatively fit, I found that like the next day, because we've been playing for a week, every day straight for a couple hours, so I found that I was really sore the next day and tired and like bogged down. So I wanted to try to see if CBD would make a difference. Now, I've had it occasionally in the past. I've talked about it in the past, but I haven't had it in the drops. I've had it in vape pens, and weed like nugs that actually have like a certain content of CBD in it. But I wanted to try a concentrated dosage of CBD. So I picked up Redicon's Raindrops. These are, the one I got is the 15 milligram CBD with 0.07, I think, or 0.7. 0.7 milligrams of THC. I like a little bit of THC with CBD because I find that CBD is kind of like, it's like a supplement. So if you're taking, like your daily B12 pill or your, I don't know what other ones, like fish oil and things like that, you don't necessarily notice how it works right away. You know what I mean? Like it takes some time to notice any of the effects, and a lot of the time, same with supplements, like by the time you start to realize the effects, there's potential that you stop taking it, and that's why you realize the effects. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So I wanted to see with this, I like the feeling of ingesting something and something happening. So when I had the 7% THC, I thought, okay, well, I won't just be like, what the hell's going on here? I'll be more apt to noticing if there's a difference with the CBD, not just the THC. So I bought that stuff. Now, if you're not familiar with how to take it, you have a little dropper that you stick in the bottle, and I've been filling the dropper because I'm only taking like 1 milligram a day. I put it in my coffee. You fill up the dropper, boop, and you plop it in your drink, your coffee, or directly under your tongue. If you put it under your tongue, that is where I think it's the most effective, because I've actually tried all the ways. I put it in coffee, I put it in water. It is tasty, but it tastes like resin, really. Like if you've ever licked one of your little dip tools or whatever, it tastes kind of like that. Like it kind of tastes earthy with whatever terpenes may be mixed in, or a little bit of THC. Very hempy. I guess it's a hempy taste. So yeah, if you're wondering what it tastes like, it actually adds a little flavor to the coffee, which I find pretty nice. But I find it more effective putting it under your tongue because I guess it absorbs quicker and it's way more, it activates faster. Does that make sense? Yeah. You're supposed to hold it under your tongue for like 60 seconds. When you take the whole drop, you squirt it under your tongue, and then you hold it there for 60 seconds, and then swallow. Sounds like a porn. But yeah, so that's what you do. And then you're supposed to get like maximum effect that way. So I've been trying to, wanting to try these drops for a while, so I finally bought some to see. So far, I've noticed that, yes, okay, so I got it Tuesday night. So Wednesday morning, I dropped 1 milligram under my tongue. And then Wednesday night, I dropped another milligram. You know what I do find, actually, is that I find I react better to it taking it in the morning than I do at night. But it is supposed to help you have a better night's sleep, or potentially help you have a better night's sleep. So maybe it works that way for some people, but I find that in the morning, it gives me the best level, you know? My aunt and I were talking about it a couple weeks ago, where she was saying that she got some CBD with THC gummies, thinking that it would stop her anxiety or calm down her anxiety. And it did the opposite. But then when we talked, we found out that she told me that she had taken like too big a dose. And that's one thing that you got to watch. If you're looking more for the effects of CBD, then stay away from like high content, any content THC. But if you're like used to smoking weed and you like a little THC, or I mean you want a little THC with a little bit of balance, I like to go the higher CBD. So like if I'm going, let's put it this way. I don't buy weed because I want both THC and CBD. I buy weed primarily for THC. I'm trying CBD because I'm more active and I'm doing a few more things than I would normally do. Like running up and down a court with a 10-year-old and things like that. So I'm not into really having a THC CBD moment. You know what I mean? I'd rather have the CBD and as little THC or as little THC as I could get in it, but still have a little bit because it's got a nice balance for me. But you got to try that and find out for yourself. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy CBD. It does seem to relax me quite a bit more than usual. I'm normally pretty fiery. I like to take on problems head on. So a lot of the time, as what one buddy said, it's you Rambo shit. So, Ramboing life. I like to relax a little bit. And I don't always want to smoke weed. That's one thing I start to notice as I get older. Like the last couple days, I put it out on Twitter. I forgot to smoke weed. I smoked weed for so long, I forgot to smoke fucking weed. Dude, I woke up after a couple nights sleep. I'm like, man, that was a really good sleep. Like, how much weed did I smoke? And then I realized I hadn't smoked any. I didn't take a bong hit. I didn't smoke a joint. Nothing. So, I mean, there's always something to be said about, taking time off. But yeah, I've smoked myself to the point where I forget to smoke now. But let's see if this fucking 31.1% spinach wedding cake lives up to its hype. I'm getting pretty high off the Slurry Crasher. It's I think it's a hybrid. No, it's an indica. Yeah, it's an indica. It's an indica. The spinach is the hybrid. So what I'm about to smoke is the hybrid, the 31.1%. Now, if I pass out, I apologize, but it's not my fault, okay? That's what I do. I'm actually let's review this shit. Okay, so my initial thoughts are this, after 2 little quick puffs. 1, it's got a good smoke to pull ratio. So it feels like there's substance when you're taking your pull. It's got a bit of a peppery flavoring to it. Dude, it's actually pretty good. It's got a nice after smell too. You know when you're walking by a movie theater? And like, this is back in the day before you weren't allowed to smoke it, at least in Canada. And you walk by, and then all of a sudden you'd smell that, like, you know? It's like that. It's got a very definitive weed smell. It's good, man. This one, I know I say everything's good, but okay, here, I'll double down on something here, okay? So, initially, last week when I was smoking, I smoked that Daily Special Lemon Haze and this stuff, the Slurry Crasher stuff from Tantalus Labs, okay? Here's one thing that I noticed. So, the Lemon Haze, as much as I liked it in the beginning, after a few bowls, because I was only smoking it really in bowls, I wanted to switch to joints because I started to find it too harsh. So like, and then I noticed it was burning black. So I don't think it had totally been flushed that well. So I take back my, this is delicious from last episode and say, man, it was okay, but like, could have been better. You know what I mean? The high was fine. The high was great, but it was I guess what happens is like your brain decides like, hey man, that thing's fun to do. So forget all the shitty stuff that happens, you know? So that's kind of what happened. That's what I noticed over the week of smoking with that. And then Slurry Crasher, it's okay, but it's got a bite to it. Same thing. I think I got 2 batches maybe that hadn't been totally flushed as well as I've had before from both these places. Now, on the other hand, this, it tastes fresh. It fucking looks fresh. Like, that's the beauty. So here, I'll see if I can, like, all right? It's fucking fresh, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's some good shit. Now, it doesn't have that, like, that bit of, it doesn't have that kick at the end. Like, I don't feel like I want to cough. You know what I feel like? I feel like I just ate weed pie. It tastes like I just took a big ass bite of weed pie. And granted, okay, you know what? Here's so my high is shifting now. I was getting, so from taking the bong hit, I was getting all like, and laid down. Like my brain was on a steady decline and I was trying to fight it. Okay? And then a couple hits off this thing, I'm not totally focused, as you can tell. But the high has shifted into a more energetic high. It's nice. I feel it in my body as opposed to my head. Now, it is a hybrid, but again, let's see. Okay, so, it doesn't tell me. It just tells me, oh, it's an indica hybrid. Way to go, Justin. Way to read things. But yeah, it's good. I like it. There's good flavor to it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know when it turned for me, but there was a certain point in life where I was like, I can't just smoke anything. It has to be tasty. You know? And like, if I do get weed, like I was just talking about, where over time it actually gets like more harsh, I'll just smoke that in the bong, because you can, put ice in it. You can do all kinds of things to mitigate that. But in a joint, it doesn't work that well. If it's harsh, it's harsh. But this is not harsh. Now, would I say that it's blowing me out of the water? For its THC content, not really. I don't feel like I'm overwhelmingly high. And I'm what? Maybe a quarter. I do like the taste though, man. It tastes really peppery. When you get a big haul like that. Yeah, that tastes really good. No after bite. Like I said, you know how sometimes in the back throat you get that little tickle? You're like, no, I feel like you could take massive hauls of this. Like, I feel like I could pack a full gram bowl. I don't pack bowls that big. It's like maybe half a gram, if that, maybe like 0.2. And I smoke that in one shot. But like, I feel like I could smoke a big bowl of this without hacking at all. Yeah, it's very, very tasty. And the high is pretty good too. It's coming in and it's taking over a little bit more focus, I think. There's no CBD in that though. Just in the coffee. So yeah, I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're ready to start it. I hope you're ready to start it. Have a good time. I'm high. I hope you're high. Well, within reason. No, I hope you're high. I hope you're enjoying the sesh. Yeah, I hope you like what's going on here. I just decided to do this one because I really wanted to review a 31.1%. It's the first one I found, man. And this cost me, what was it, $28.50 or something? $28.99 Canadian. And it's a pretty good high. I guess one of the big things that like you want to look for is like the length of the high too, right? So even though I'm just smoking this and, you know, sort of talking shit and reviewing it or whatever, I guess it depends on how high I am later on in the day. From the, like, do I need to smoke again? Or am I good for the next 4 or 5 hours? I don't know. But I can tell you that flavor is solid. Pull is solid. That could be because of my rolling. But yeah, flavor is solid. Look, the ash is gray. Yep, flushed it nice, man. This is my first, like, real solid review. Okay, so now that we've reviewed the weed, and we're taking hits, I think it's time for some ganja gong. Weed news, baby. And since, like I said, I've been taking CBD, I thought what I would do is I would look up some of the things that CBD is good for. Now, for me personally, CBD I find, not that I have anxiety, but it gives me a nice so I have a temper, definitely. I keep it in check, but CBD makes it as if like that temper doesn't really exist. Like I'm more logical about shit, and it feels like I get more amped up than the stuff around me if I don't take CBD. But taking CBD, everything sort of slows down, and like my reaction is more level. That makes sense? Yeah. So, anxiety is one of them. And what they did, so this is from ForbesHealth.com. I'll put the article in Weed Facts on the Tots420.com website, baby. And you can check the menu for Weed Facts and find all these facts. So these these four facts I found were on ForbesHealth.com. So, I can't see because of lighting. Hang on one second here. It relieves, we already talked about that. Okay, so there was a study back in, I think it was like 2017, or it was by the Brazilian Journal of Psychology. And basically what they had was they had 57 dudes that were going to do some public speaking. Public speaking is one of the scariest things to do, apparently. So I guess that raises most people's anxiety. So in this study, they gave one section of the group placebo, another section 150 milligrams of CBD, the next one 300 milligrams of CBD, and the final one 600 milligrams of CBD. So the people that had 300 milligrams of CBD before they went and spoke ended up feeling no anxiety and being able to carry out the task unimpeded. Okay? The people that took the placebo, 150 milligrams or less, or 600 milligrams, found that it didn't affect the level of their anxiety. In fact, it made it worse. It made the anxiety worse. Not that it didn't affect this. Come on, Justin. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty interesting. So 300 milligrams apparently. Now it depends. You gotta read this, and it'll tell you more stuff. There's lots more stuff. But yeah, it's pretty. That's why you always gotta find your sweet spot. You gotta try some and go slow. Same with like THC or weed or whatever. All right. So number 2, it treats some forms of epilepsy. I don't remember the name of the form. But there's another article I found by, what was it? The Harvard Medical Journal, I think. And I'll put that up on Weed Facts as well. But it explains all the different childhood epilepsy situations, I guess, or cases of epilepsy where CBD has helped. And it's shown that in this one that I found on ForbesHealth.com. Jeez, I'm rambling. I'm getting high again. I'm switching between bong high and then joint high. And it's very frustrating because now I have to look away to a phone that I can barely see. So So it also reduces PTSD, and they found that with psychiatric, with routine psychiatric care. So on an ongoing psychiatric assessment and appointments and things like that, 10 out of 11 cases were found improvement over an 8-week period of doing this study, and 4 other trials found that pairing small amounts of THC with CBD enhanced the benefits of CBD. So 10 out of 11 people in this psychological study found that CBD and ongoing psychiatric visits and help found that it benefited and helped them get over whatever the issues were. And then in this other one, they found that, I guess they did 1 and 2 studies. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You can look at it on weedfacts.com. I'm high. I like this weed. Here's part of the review. It makes you say dumb shit and not think about what you're doing. Okay, so fact number 4. It protects against, CBD that is, protects against neurological diseases like... neurological diseases. It has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Several preclinical studies suggest CBD can produce beneficial effects against Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and multiple sclerosis. So yeah, I thought, I think we all have heard something about that. But that's pretty awesome that we've started to sort of accept all these things as a regular use. And a viable option. Because a lot of times, pills are fucking harsh, man. You don't want to be taking pills all the fucking time. You want to be able to take something natural that can totally benefit you. Because I've also read articles, now again, not a doctor, so don't fucking hold it against me. But but I've also heard that, CBD on a regular basis for some forms of cancer can actually help, or I don't know if it reduces or just inhibits the growth of tumors and things like that. So it's a pretty fascinating and awesome thing that we can use. CBD drops. This weed is also an awesome thing you can use because holy fuck, I'm high, man. It makes me want to have somebody tell me shit. I want to learn something, but I don't know what I want to learn. I want to find out what I want to learn. But dude, for real, I got some weird facts that you didn't know. I have 4 weird facts from insider.com, and you will be able to find these facts on tots420.com/dude for real in the menu. So the first one, so these are busted myths, essentially. Things that we think or we've been told or known for our whole lives that we are not true. Okay, so have you ever heard the fact that if somebody dropped a penny from the Empire State Building, it would go right through you? So the Mythbusters, apparently, based on this Insider.com article of facts that were true that you thought, or facts that were myths that you thought were true, or fake, or lies, whatever. I don't know. You can check the link out. So the first one, a penny dropped from the Empire State Building won't kill you. It won't even impale you. It'll sting when it hits you, but you're fine. Mythbusters. They busted that myth. Myth number 2. So you think you can see the Great Wall of China from space? Guess what? You can't. And the guy that actually busted this myth was a Chinese astronaut. What was his name? Yang Liui, I believe. I don't know. Liui? I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that. But, yeah. And so he busted the myth, but nobody decided. Everybody left it the same in the text. They were like, well, it's a good story. But you can't actually see it. Number 3. You ever been told? Do you like that? You ever been told, hey man, if you crack your knuckles, you're going to get arthritis or you're going to do some bad shit to your hands? Guess what? Those people were lying to you. It's not true. Yeah, so apparently, all that's popping, it's not bones. It's nitrogen bubbles that are bursting in synovial fluid. So yeah, pop them all you want. Well, maybe don't. I don't know. But these guys say it doesn't matter. All right, number 4. So you know how? Do you ever chew gum and then swallow it? And then you're like, shit, there's 7 years digesting that shit for 7 years. That's what I got to do here. Okay? Dude, I'm high. Hope you're high. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you like the sesh. Hope you're sticking with me here. If you are, hit the like button, subscribe. Help me out. Share this shit. Okay? But it doesn't. It doesn't take 7 years to pass through your system. Gum, your body can't process gum. So all it does is it just dumps it. So a couple hours later, maybe a couple days later, you're shitting out that gum. It's gone. It's not even processed. It would look the same. It's like, I guess it's like corn. No, it's not like corn. It doesn't come out looking like gum again. But yeah, your body can't process most of the stuff, so it just passes it through. And myth number 5. Which again, you can go to tots420.com and the Dude For Real link on the menu and get all the links to these articles from this episode and past. So number 5, you do not... Oh yeah, okay, before I do that, have you ever thought about the fact that when you're sleeping, you swallow at least like 8 spiders or something within your lifetime? A lot of spiders anyway, you think so? Yeah? Nope. Spiders don't look at you and I like we look at spiders. Spiders look at us like rocks. They're like, oh, fuck you, man. You got nothing for me here. I'll just crawl over you to get to what I want. That's how spiders view you, okay? So, also, just so you know, if your mouth is open when you're sleeping, you're probably snoring. And if you're snoring, then you're putting out the vibration and waves that spiders feel, and that signals don't go there to them. So they're not going in your mouth. You're not swallowing spiders. If you swallow that many spiders a year, you ate them on purpose. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that is the Do For Real and Weed Facts for the week. I think that's my thoughts off the stem. I'm telling you should try CBD if you like it, but expect it to be like a supplement. It takes time for it to take effect. You don't get high off it. It doesn't get you high. Watch what THC content you're getting with it, if you're getting any at all, just so that you know. And if you do get THC and you're not used to it, take it in small doses, because it doesn't tell you how to do it. Take like a couple things at a time. Google how to do it. Yeah. I'll put these on there. You know what? I'll even find the article that I read about CBD. There was a second one. Oh, I already told you about that. Yeah, I'll put them both up there on Weed Facts. So, yeah. I'm rambling. I'm high. I hope you had a good week. Thanks for joining me. Those are my thoughts off the stem. And I hope you come back next week with me. Again, I keep saying me over and over. Justin Barone at 4:20 on Friday. On Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, YouTube, wherever you get a podcast. Check it out. Until next time, keep your lids low, baby.